Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie and today I'm really excited to share my first TBR video of 2023. I'm really excited because for the past like 3 months I have been telling myself like 2023 is going to be my year. It's going to be my year of like good reading, lots of reading, my channel. Like, I'm just so excited for the new year and I hope you guys are as well. I do plan on putting out a 2023 goals video, but I'll go ahead and tell you one of my goals because it's going to be in every single TBR video. But I kind of don't like the inconsistency of like having like 7 books, 12 books, 10 books. Like, I'm going to set my goal for each month to put 10 books on my TBR, and that is my goal, to reach 10 books, whether it's the books off my TBR that I choose for that month or just 10 books in general. So that is what I'm doing. So here are my 10 books that I'd like to read for January this year. So we have to talk about the Sleep When I'm Dead book club, which here is the official merch, which I do have a link down below where you can purchase the merch, but also join the Discord book club. So if you didn't know, I have my own YouTube book club here on my channel. It's called Sleep When I'm Dead. And this year we have moved it over to Discord as well. So that way we can chat throughout the month about the books and just books in general. And then also for those who can't make the live show, they can still discuss the book with other readers as well. January is like super exciting because I will actually have Lucinda on my channel to discuss her new book, Off the Deep End. And I'm so excited but yet nervous, and I'm so excited for you guys to join us as well. My co-host this month will be Lena from Lena's Bookshelf, and I'm so excited because it's actually her birthday month, which actually turned out to be perfect. Happy birthday, Lena. So the book club discussion for this will be on my channel on January 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern with me, Lena, and Lucinda, the author. And I'm so excited. Hopefully you guys will join us. This book does not actually get published until the 10th. So it is kind of a crunch time to get that book in. But it is available on Kindle Unlimited. I'm also pre-ordering the physical book because I actually love Lucinda books, so I want to have a physical copy of my own. Therapist turned stay-at-home mom Julie Hart's idyllic suburban life shatters when she crashes her car into an icy lake. Her son and another teenage boy plunge into the water with her, but Jules only is able to save one, which is the wrong one. Reeling from the death of her son, Jules spirals into a violent and unstable mental state. 10 months after the accident, she's still trying to reckon with the fact that she rescued Isaac Greer, another woman's child. But when Isaac suddenly vanishes, Jules finds herself at the center of a massive police investigation. While she harbors her own darkest secrets, Jules is adamant that she didn't take Isaac. But then who did? So I love a good kidnapping story when it comes to children. I also love like the whole dynamic of this one, and I feel like this would be perfect because it's an icy lake, winter, you know, get the vibes. So again, Discord link down below, merch link down below, all of it's down below. So make sure you join us and join us for the live show. So I do have 2 books that are also being published on the same day, January 10th, and it is Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. I love Mary Kubica's writing, and that's actually one of my goals I did not do last year. Was I wanted to try to go to her backlist. So I have Just the Nicest Couple. Again, January 10th is when it gets released, but this one is about a woman whose husband kind of goes missing. She thought the husband was just blowing off steam after like a bad argument, but then he goes missing. But either a friend of hers knows or was the last person to see her husband before he went missing, so that woman confronts her husband, and they both agree that they can't tell anyone, but the husband's wife like doesn't want, like, it sounds like a messy like couple friends like dynamic, and I'm all for that. Another book that I would like to read this month is a new release. It comes out January 10th. It is You Must Remember This by Kat Rosenfield, and this one, just like the overall description, just sounds really, really interesting. It says a Knives Out style of whodunit with a twist of Taylor Jenkins Reid. On Christmas Eve, 85-year-old Miriam Gardner walks out onto her vast frozen river behind her home. As a younger woman, she used to steal out on winter nights to meet her lover, walking straight across the ice to their secret meeting place. She knows the way, but not the year. Miriam, her mind clouded by dementia, doesn't hear the snap on the ice until it's too late. Was it an accident, suicide, or worse, did someone urge the woman onto the frozen river on purpose? There are plenty of suspects. Miriam's fractured and complicated family has gathered into their Bay Harbor mansion to celebrate what they would have thought was going to be the last Christmas. Sounds like a whodunit clue, which I typically don't like, but the fact that there's a twist of Taylor Jenkins Reid has me really intrigued. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Like I said 2 books ago, I am really wanting to see all of other Mary Kubica writing styles. So, and I know my friend Gwen just got this book, and it actually kind of influenced me to get it because she was reading the synopsis to me, and it has a little bit of that obsession stalker trope, which I love in my thriller book. So I'm so excited to read this one. It is Don't You Cry by Mary Kubica. This one's kind of an older backlist. It's from 2016, but I'm really excited to read this one. So I'm just going to read the synopsis. In downtown Chicago, Esther Vaughn disappears from her apartment without a trace. A haunting letter addressed to "My Dearest" is found amongst her possessions, leaving her roommate Quinn Collins to question how well she really knew her friend. Meanwhile, in a small town an hour outside Chicago, a mysterious woman appears in a quiet coffee shop where 18-year-old Alex Gallo works as a dishwasher. He's immediately drawn to her, but what starts as an instant crush quickly spirals into something more sinister. As Quinn searches for answers about Esther and Alex is drawn further under the stranger spell, master of suspension Mary Kubica takes readers into a taut and twisted thrill ride that builds into a stunning conclusion of blah, 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 blah. So, sounds really good. It sounds like it could have a little bit of a stalker element, maybe not now that I'm rereading the synopsis, but the way Gwen kind of proposed it, it sounded that way. But again, I want to read more of Mary Kubica's backlist, so this one is also on my list. The next set of books is actually some book of the month books because I felt like I got a little overwhelmed with how many book of the month books I did have. So I want to have like a manageable like TBR, like something that's not overwhelming. So this month I'm actually going to be tackling 3 books that are on my TBR, but I'm also not gonna lie, did I get 3 books from book of the month for the month of January? I sure did. But one of them I did read because it was on my favorites list and I didn't physically own that book. So to kind of quickly go over the books, I will talk about the January book that I picked, which is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. Have not heard anything by this author before. I'm not sure if this is a debut. I don't believe so. According to Book of the Month, it's a haunted by a killer live from their youth. A group of friends begin to unravel when one member starts asking questions. So this also says it has female friendship. It's creepy, a whodunit, and it's royal, like country. Yeah, I actually got sent the audiobook from the publisher, so now I have the physical book to read this book, so I'm really excited to put those 2 together. Also from the same publisher, I guess, because it came in the same email, but I also have All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Wilmingham. I loved A Flicker in the Dark. I think I gave that one 4 stars. It was definitely not like an all-time favorite, but I had such an enjoyable time reading that one. So I'm so excited to finally have the next book by this author, and I have the audiobook, which makes it even better. I'm not too sure what this book is mostly about. From what I remember, it has a woman whose child or baby was abducted, and so for 365 days this woman has not slept because she needs to have her son back. And I think it also has that like insomnia trope, which I'm really looking forward to. So we'll see. And the next book I have is 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. This is actually my current read. I still have my bookmark right here, but this one I've had on my shelf for a while, and it's my current read. I'm about 30% into it. So from what I can gather so far, it is about a couple that just starts dating, and then the pandemic happened, and so instead of like slowing down their relationship, they decide to move in together. And then after 56 days, there is a call about a dead body in the apartment. From what I can tell, they don't really tell you like who it is so far, but it takes you back to like when they met and like how they got to the situation. I'm a little uneasy about the pandemic aspect. I waited for, you know, the pandemic to kind of like move on a little bit, and now that it kind of has, like, I don't know if I want to relive that. So, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm really excited to see how it ends. Also, my friend Gwen is doing a whole 12-month reading challenge, and I will link her video that goes over all the details. It's open to the public and everything like that. But for the month of January, the prompt is to read a book with an isolated setting, and I think being quarantined during the pandemic is the perfect example for this, so that is why I also picked up 56 Days. Switching things up, I have In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. I read Love Like Farms. It was actually my last book of 2022, and it was a Christmas romance, and I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite Christmas romance that I read last season, so I'm really excited to continue with the series. This one follows Beckett and Evie, or Evelyn, excuse me, and kind of their romance, and I don't want to give too much away because I don't really know too much about this book. However, it is book 2 in the series, so if you're interested in this one, you should read Love Like Farms. It's not overly Christmassy, so I feel like you can still read it without it actually being Christmas. But yeah, this is book number 2, and can we talk about how gorgeous this book is? It's so beautiful. The last 3 books that I have on my TBR shelf are actually influenced to me from some of my friends here on YouTube. So the first one I want to talk about is Confessions. I don't really know exactly how to pronounce the author's name. I do plan on trying to figure that out, but it is Confessions, like I had said, and this one was on Ashley's little library, like her bottom last 2. This one was not granted as her favorite book of the year, but she says she loved it just as much as the one that did win. The one that did win was A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. I'm not a huge fan of Paul Tremblay's writing, so I'm going with this one, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this one. So from what I gather, it is translated, I think it's Korean, I could be wrong though, but it's about a teacher whose child was murdered by her classmates, but yet no one got in trouble for it. So the mother, who is also the teacher, is like blackmailing the kids or not letting them leave until she gets a confession. I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard numerous great things about this one, so I'm really excited to, you know, see what it's about. The next one is by Gwen, because if you didn't know, if you didn't listen to her podcast or listen to our best and worst books of 2022, we ended up having the exact same favorite book of 2022, which I found to be kind of funny. But when I was looking at her list, she mentioned her second favorite book, which is a nonfiction book, which kind of threw me for a loop, and I forgot she had read this. So I want to see what it's about. She said it's a very fast read, but it is American Kingpin by Nick Bilton. It's the epic hunt for the criminal mastermind behind the Silk Road. I have no idea about any of this stuff. This is the unbelievable true story of the man who built a billion-dollar online drug empire from his bedroom and almost got away with it. So I'm really excited to read this one and see like what's so good. It's hard to believe like a nonfiction book made Gwen's number 2 spot. So I'm curious to see what this one's about. So wish me luck. And then my last book, which I know Lena, who I mentioned earlier, I know Lena is going to be so freaking excited because she has literally been promoting this book like almost all of 2022, it feels like. But a lot of people said they read it and loved it, so I'm excited to see like what it's about. But it is The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marie Wiseman. This one I know she loves because she also works in the mental health field and things like that. I rewatched her vlog when she got this book, and just to kind of see like, am I still interested in this book? And she raved about it and it sounded so good. This one is about Sage, who I believe thought her twin had passed away. So she thought that her twin died, but in reality she was actually sent away to Willowbrook State School. So I'm assuming this has to do with like a psychiatric hospital or unit or school or something like that. After realizing this news, Sage goes to Willowbrook to see or save her sister, but she gets caught by the people that work there because they think she is her sister when in reality she's not. And it's kind of troubling is what I remember Lena saying, so I'm really excited to finally see what Lena's talking about. Also, some other fun events that are happening. There is a readathon. It is the New Year New Reads Readathon. This readathon is being hosted by Gabbi from Gabbing About Books, Keisha from A Book Like You, Gwen from Gwendolyn Kinsinger, and Seasons Reading aka summer. So I definitely will be implementing some of these books. I'm still trying to fine tune like which books I want to put for those prompts. So I will leave Gabbi's video, since she is the original creator of this readathon, down below, so you can go check out her video as well. All right guys, that is everything for my January TBR. Again, 10 books. Let's hope I can stick to the 10 books. Also, if you did not see my last video, which was just a few days ago, I announced a huge readathon that's happening in the month of February. So make sure you go show that video some love. If you've gotten to the end of this video, leave a snowman emoji. It'll just be our little secret. But make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss out on any other bookish videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost.